This is the Gyeongbokgung Soju방, and the Sojubang was the cooking quarters of the Gyeongbokgung Palace. It's divided into 3 parts, and one was to make actual meals for the king, the other was to make desserts like candy for the king, and the last was to prepare food for royal banquets and festivals. There are several types of dishes included in one set of dishes for table called bansang, which includes balli, a rice bowl, tangi, a soup bowl, and varying types of jjangjeop, small side dishes. The number of jjangjeop could vary between 3, 7, 9, and 12. And during the Joseon Dynasty, common people usually had 3 or 5 side dishes, while the noblemen had around 7, and the prince had 9, and the king had the most dishes with 12 side dishes. And if you were trying to prepare a pansang, there will usually be common staples will be grilled fish, seasoned bean sprouts, spinach with rice soup and stew, and also Chinese cabbage, kimchi, cucumber kimchi, and salted fish eggs. Also, kimchi, soup, and soybean paste were not included in the side dishes as they were eaten common staples that were eaten every day. Other foods were considered side dishes include Korean foods were also divided into rice and side dishes, and Koreans did not feel like they were having a meal if they did not eat rice. And in the old days, if people thought that if they didn't eat rice, they did not eat a meal. And the reason behind this is because of the nutrients in the rice. Koreans usually ate twice as much rice than the other East Asian countries, and the Korean climate was not very good for breeding livestock because it was mountain and rugged. So Korean ate rice to gain protein because rice has more protein than other types of grain like corn and wheat. Rice and beans were often mixed together for protein, and by doing so, essential amino acids, which are proteins, were compensated for Koreans. Koreans also used beans to make foods such as soybean paste soup. As for the side dishes, they used vegetables that are commonly found in mountain and rugged terrain. And because grain and vegetable have a lot of cellulose, it was chewed for a long time, and this caused the frontal lobe and to improve digestion. And this is also the reason why Koreans have a bigger small intestine than other ethnicities, because they eat more grain and vegetables. The king's breakfast meals was called a surasang, and it was usually had 12 side dishes excluding the rice, kimchi, stew, and soup. However, not all kings had 12 side dishes. Famous King Yeongjo actually only had 3 meals a day, while King Jeongjo limited the number of side dishes to 7. When these kings were eating the surasang, they were always accompanied by the queen, and the king and queen would each have their own tables to eat from. And also, the king was sitting always in the east because the king symbolized the rising sun, while the queen was seated in the west because that's where sunset ended. And when these two people were eating their meals, there was always 3 maids who accompanied them. These maids would test the food if it was poisonous or not before the king and queen ate, and so that they could actually test if the food was poisonous or not. And these 3 maids were only people who had known the king and queen for a long time, so they're trustable. And the eating utensils that the king and queen used were also made out of silver. Since silver changes color when it touches poison, it could also test for poisonous food. This building is called the Jibokje, and the name Jibok means to collect things that are as valuable as jade. Jade was a very important jewel in East Asia, as it was even used as the Chinese emperor's seal. So you can see how much the king who built this, King Gojong, valued his books, as the Jibokje was used as his personal library. If you look at the Jibokje building itself, you can see the main building is built with bricks, and it also uses glass. This shows that the building incorporated not only Korean architecture, but also Western and Chinese architecture. Furthermore, the Jibokje was not only used as a personal library of Gojong, but it was also used as a reception center for foreign envoys. It is said that King Gojong met envoys from Austria, England, Japan, all in the same year in this building. If you look at the pavilion called Parojong to the left, you can see it's an actually octagonal pavilion instead of a hexagonal pavilion like the Hyangwonjeong. This shows the heightened king's authority compared to old times, and this makes sense as King Gojong wanted to show his authority as he just became the ruler of the Joseon Dynasty.